I remember watching an Imangaji video back in probably 2022 or 2023. This was right around when I first started getting interested in trying to make money online and online business and this sort of thing. And I don't remember what most of the video was about, but I just remember him saying this one thing that I still remember to this day, that I've thought about a whole bunch of times, applied to my life a lot, and I want to share that with you today. And that little thing he said was, he basically said, if you're just starting out, you shouldn't be worrying about how you're going to turn some business into $100 million or $10 million or even $1 million. He was saying that you need to focus on making just $1, and then you need to focus on turning that into $1,000. And once you've got $1,000, you can scale from there. And he basically said, start with something and try and find a way to make $1. Then if you make $1, you can probably turn that into 100 or even 1,000. Then you might have to do something else to make 10,000. You might have to do something else to make 50,000. And he basically said, the business that you start to make your first $1,000 will not be the same business that will make you your first $10 million, right? Now, I'm no finance guru or millionaire, but this lesson doesn't just apply to money, doesn't just apply to business. The idea that the business that makes you your first $1,000 won't make you your first million can apply to a lot of things. And the underlying idea in this message is just stepping stones. The thing you do on day one may not work for you after 2 years. If you go to the gym and on the first day you're in the gym, you're doing bench press and you're benching 20 kilos. If you go to the gym every day for the next 2 years, 2 years later, if you bench 20 kilos, it's useless. You're not going to get any results. You're not going to get any gains. You're not going to get any progress because there's not a challenge. So at that point, you then need to put on, say, 110 kilos, and you start benching that, and that's what you use. What you use to get from 0 to 1 won't be the same to go from 7 to 8, or 9 to 10, or 25 to 26, or 73 to 74. You're going to have to change. You're going to have to leave things behind. You're going to have to go, this worked for me now, I have to change. I have to adapt, right? What's the saying? It's not the strongest, the smartest, or the fastest that survive. It's those who adapt the best. I think that's about the saying. You need to adapt. You can't expect to do something and then make $10 and then try and turn that into $1 million, right? I've done a whole bunch of different little side hustles and little businesses that have made me $10, $20, $100, even $200 or $300. So a couple of them even made me $500. But none of them I could even think about and go, even those things I've done that made me $500, I've done a few things that made me $500 in the last few years. I guarantee you, none of those things could potentially make me $1 million. None of them. None of the things I've done to make $100 would ever make me $10,000. Hence why I stopped. Hence why I'm trying to level up. You have to go through stepping stones. Now, whether this is in self-improvement and you're trying to meditate for 2 minutes a day, and over time you step up to 10 minutes a day because the 2 minutes wasn't doing it for you, so you do 10 minutes and then you feel the same benefits. Maybe you're in the gym and you got to increase the weight, right? Progressive overload. You always have to go through life understanding you will have to progress and you have to use things as stepping stones. I'm sure there's things you do that you don't necessarily want to still be doing in 10 years, but you do purely to get to that next stage. Right? Most of us, if you want to, say for instance, you want to start some kind of business or side hustle, or you want to be an entrepreneur, or really just take control of your own life, not have to work for someone else, you probably still work a job. I know for me, I want to eventually be an entrepreneur. I want to work for myself. I want to have, whether it's assets or portfolios or businesses, whatever it is, I want to work for myself. But I know right now I have to work a job so I have money, so I pay the bills, so I can invest. It's a stepping stone. I don't want to work this same job or even any job in 30 years' time. But I have to do it now because I need to get some money and improve. And I know that if I am still working, I know that I'll never get to the next stage or 5 stages down the road working this job, but I won't get there without the job. It's stage 1, and then stage 2 you change, and maybe eventually you quit the job and you make a little bit of money, and then stage 3 that little bit of money turns into a bigger business, and then that business you sort of maxed out, so you try something new, and it's like branches on a tree, and you just keep going on different directions that are kind of related until you get to your end goal. You must adapt. You must treat things like stepping stones. Don't avoid things that you need to do just because you don't see it getting you to that end result, because it's not a straight path. There's stepping stones, right? You might go, well, how's having a job going to help me build a business? Well, it probably won't. It might teach you some things, but actually building the business probably won't help you. But to be able to build a business, to be able to have the resources to do that, the time to do that, the savings to do that, you need the job. So you get a job, and then eventually you might quit the job or do less hours to do the business, right? How is benching 20 kilos going to get you to benching 100 kilos? Well, if you keep benching 20 kilos, you'll never bench 100 kilos. It won't happen. But you have to start with 20, so then do 25, and then 30, and then 35, and eventually you get there. Stepping stones. See you tomorrow.